Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Nikki. Let's talk all about spelling connections from Zaner Bloser. My final thoughts on this curriculum from our third grade school year. If that is interesting to you, keep watching. Okay, so I wanted to love this curriculum so much. I wanted to love this curriculum. First of all, it was very pricey. It's very hard to find these, or at least I found it hard to find them separated so that you didn't have to purchase the teacher's manual as well as the student book. I was really hoping to just have the student book because it's spelling, but I struggled really bad to like find that, so I just ordered them together. And I wanted to love this so much, it really let me down when I realized it wasn't working for us, and I'm going to tell you why. So it is in color, and that was the one thing that I absolutely loved about it. I will say that the quality of the pages seemed like it was good, thick quality pages, but I found it was kind of hard to write in. Maybe it was just the pen that we were using, or it's like that like slick kind of paper, so like erasing it left all like those bumps in the pages. So I also wish it was spiral like the teacher's guide is, but it wasn't. It's fine. So this grabbed my attention because I do feel like if she could have kept going on with spelling connections if I simplified the process. But I felt it was kind of pointless to do that for how much I spent on the curriculum. So it starts off with connection. Just kidding. It starts off with the words that you have for your spelling on your spelling week. I love that they're in print and manuscript. And then it also has a sentence next to the word to help you understand it. We always typically skipped the activities that it wanted you to do on this page. For instance, it talks about the short U sound. And then it wants you to sort the spelling words on a separate piece of paper, writing the words that have the short U sound spelled U, or write the words that have the short U spelled O. I don't know. I didn't find it to be necessary to do that, so we would skip it. And then there is like these little links here for a digital teacher that could help your student. And then there is something though you have to keep in mind, is that you cannot access some of the online things if you're a homeschool kid. They just don't let you sign up for a homeschool account, and since we're not affiliated with a school, we didn't have access. So keep that in mind. Next we have Connect to Phonics. This page was strugglesome for her because she already knew pretty much how to spell the words, so for her breaking them apart was just a little bit more difficult if she already knew in her brain somehow how to spell the word. And I think it's because she reads so much, and so the phonics part of it just seemed hard. It was even hard for me looking at some of the ways that they want you to do. So for instance, it would say write the one syllable spelling words that end with a consonant digraph. Remember that a consonant digraph is two or more letters that work together to make one sound, and circle the consonant digraphs. So I wish they had like an example, because I think that it confused her on maybe something that she may not have learned or has learned previously. So that was a little confusing. And then it wanted them to like follow the pattern and write in alphabetical order, which is fine. And then I had like dictionary check, divide them into syllables, which she was, she was able to do, but some of it was just really difficult. And even the connect to reading. So this is the Connect to Reading page. These are obviously done so that you complete 1 page a day for like a 4-week school week with spelling. And then I think Friday would be like your test day if you were doing a test. So it lists like all the words up here to use, and then it talked about like analogies and inferences and context clues, which some of it she was able to understand and do, and some of it was a struggle. So I think now if she were to do this, she would understand how to do it. But starting out in 3rd grade, for whatever reason, it was never really brought up in our previous curriculums on some of this stuff. So it was a little confusing and hard to explain. Then there was like a connected to writing. So this was one of the things that I absolutely loved about this curriculum and that I thought she was going to love, but it turned out this is the worst page that she liked to do. I think it was just because there was a lot of writing expected as she was to like copy the paragraph. Now I don't think she would have any problems, but like I said, when we started this out, it was a big struggle. So it has like the proofreading marks that they want you to do, and so she would proofread the paragraph, but she wasn't going to rewrite it. Okay, fine. We were already doing a writing curriculum, so I didn't think it was necessary to have her practice more writing or copy work, as she was doing handwriting and writing. So I think it felt just a little overwhelming and intense for her. So I just said, like, basically edit the paragraph. And then on the last final 2 days of stuff, it has like word study and context. So the word study is using the words to complete the exercises, writing words that have the short U, write 2 words that rhyme with puff, write 2 words that rhyme with munch, word building, replace the underlined word or letters to make a spelling word, drop certain ones to find a letter to make another word, and then finally the context. So it's taking all of the spelling words and putting them into context. So I thoroughly enjoyed this part. I think there needs to be more of these in curriculums where we're actually applying this to something so that it makes sense, right? So she would read this informational text about math and then answer the questions down below. And then you would take like your test or whatnot. So we made it through several units, but it was like 6 units, so like 6 weeks. It was a pretty big struggle for her. The teacher's manual, I don't know, I didn't feel like there was a whole lot of use here because you really couldn't access a lot of the teacher instructed things that were digital on the website, like on the my ZB portal. Like if you're a homeschooler, you can't access it. So a lot of it was like a mute point. I guess it has like a pre-test, and then it has on-level words or emerging or challenging words that you could give your child and how to kind of teach it. But again, a lot of the resources were online that had like the games. And so a lot of the functionality of the curriculum wasn't available to us. It has like all the answers listed out in red, which was helpful because on the ones that I didn't understand how to help her with, I at least had the answers to do. And then like this is definitely more related for a school setting in my opinion. So I think in the end it just wasn't gonna work for us. And then we have so like a lot of it's like portal, and like we can't access it. So there is extra practice, but again, this was I don't know, it just seemed a lot for a spelling curriculum. If you have maybe a struggling speller, this might be a pretty beneficial curriculum because it's very thorough in my opinion. But if you have a pretty on-point speller who reads a lot and learns a lot of her spelling through books, then this might seem just like too much. I know a lot of my friends don't even do actual spelling curriculums, and I don't know, that might be the case for us for next school year, because I don't know that I haven't come across a lot of words that she hasn't been able to figure out. I think we're going to start learning the roots of the words and kind of go from there. So Zaner Bloser Spelling Connections wasn't a hit for us. I know a lot of people that it was a hit for, and I know some that it wasn't. So for a lot of the same similar reasons. Do I think it's worth the money? I mean, not really. If you could find this used, if you could find it anywhere cheaper than what it is as the bundle, I would grab it when it's cheap, because this was, I don't know, I think it was like $100 for a spelling curriculum for both books. So that is it, my friends. I hope this was helpful for you on if you are going to look at Zaner Bloser for spelling, and my thoughts on it. I think it can ultimately be a good curriculum if your child is super interested in spelling and all like the busy work type workbook pages that go along with it on a weekly basis. I can kind of compare this in relation to Evan Moore. I think Evan Moore is a great spelling workbook, and this is similar, but I think it's giving you just a little bit more than Evan Moore. Like, it's really putting that context in there, and yeah. So that is it, my friends. Let me know in the comments, do you like Spelling Connections? Have you considered it? What are your pros, cons? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in my next video.